Hello everyone, my name is Janis Töpfer, and with my internship at the phenox GmbH in Bochum done, I would like to share some of my experience with you today. Since this presentation sort of builds on my midterm presentation a couple of weeks ago, if you feel completely lost, just go to my YouTube channel, watch the midterm presentation, you'll have a much better idea of what I'm talking about. So just very briefly, this is me again. I'm from Germany, so I did my internship in Germany, and since we're all starting the program together now, if you see me, just come by, introduce yourself. That would be really nice to get to know you. So what did I do during my internship? My main project was to perform a market study. I titled it The Endovascular Repair Market for Large and Wide Neck Cerebral Aneurysms. And to the right, you basically can see my title page of the final report. So if you get really interested in what I'm talking about, try to get your hands on that report and you will find much more detailed information in that. Other projects I did during my time at the phenox GmbH was I dealt with the market entry and clinical studies in France, so how to set that up, how to perform that. And I planned a sales meeting in January with the marketing people of the company. Obviously, there were some challenges I encountered during my time, and I would like to point out two of them here. So first of all, I was dealing with a very specialized industry, which meant that information and data were not easily found. Oftentimes, they were not even accessible if you weren't a paid subscriber or something like that. And if you found data, it was usually raw and you had to interpret it, which is really hard if you aren't really specialist in this field. Second of all, time was a crucial problem for me. With the 240 hours I had at hand, I was definitely not able to go in depth on that market study as I would have liked to. On the right you can see a general layout I made in the beginning, and I would say I probably didn't even get halfway through this. But you know, it's part of the experience and it's what I learned from it. Nevertheless, I did find some interesting results through the research I did. So the endovascular treatment is definitely superior to surgical clipping, which used to be the benchmark procedure for dealing with cerebral aneurysms. And the endovascular treatment has much higher effectiveness. It results in less disabilities, and what you can see from the graph, which shows an example from Germany, is that there is an increased number of cases treated. What does that mean in general? In general, this means that the market is growing. With the endovascular opportunities that we have, we can treat more aneurysms that before we thought couldn't be treated. So the overall market is definitely growing, and there's a very positive atmosphere and perspective in all of that. Second of all, another interesting result I found was the correlation between costs and the amount of endovascular treatments that happen. So with the increase of endovascular treatments, the average length of stay in a hospital has decreased, therefore decreasing the cost. On the other hand, with all the material that is used, like the catheter and all the other stuff, the treatment cost can go up to 1/3 higher than what would it cost for surgical clipping. So this is kind of a little bit of a problem, since this could slow down the market growth and can produce problems in countries where you have governmental health insurance and they usually only pay for the cheapest treatment. To conclude my internship, I would finish off with some recommendations for the phenox GmbH. First of all, the current market of about $1 billion is growing, and there's a lot of momentum in the market. So the company is definitely at the right spot in that term. But it will be very important to obtain market certification for their products in the large markets, that is the European Union and the US, as soon as possible, so that they can tap into that revenue potential and make sure that they're not overrun by the other companies. And lastly, as I've already mentioned, in order to do a more accurate analysis of all of this, there's definitely more time needed than the 240 hours I had. So yeah, overall I very much enjoyed my time at the phenox GmbH. It was a great experience. I'm very thankful to everyone who helped me with getting used to everything, and it was very nice. Thank you very much.